Life has a way of teaching harsh lessons, sometimes when you least expect it. I never imagined that the person I trusted most, the one I believed would be my lifelong partner, could betray me so completely. Yet here I am, navigating the aftermath of a relationship that once defined every corner of my life. It all started like any ordinary romance. We met at a summer music festival, crowded with people and pulsing with energy. I was drawn to him immediately. His smile, the warmth in his eyes, the way he could talk about music as if each note were a living entity. His name was Dominic. He seemed like someone who understood me in ways no one else ever had. Conversations flowed effortlessly. Laughter was constant. And by the end of the festival, it felt like fate had intervened. We started dating, slowly at first, exploring each other's worlds. Our differences were striking but complementary. I was organized, detail-oriented, and cautious. He was spontaneous, carefree, and impulsive. Yet somehow, these traits harmonized. Over time, we moved in together. Our shared apartment became a reflection of our personalities, a blend of chaos and order, laughter and quiet moments, dreams and shared routines. After 3 years, we got engaged. The proposal was simple, heartfelt, and unpretentious. He handed me a small box during a rainy evening walk, and my world seemed to stop. I said yes, tears streaming down my face, believing wholeheartedly that our love was unbreakable. The months following were filled with planning, dreams, and visions of a future together. We imagined our wedding, discussed career goals, and planned for a home filled with love and laughter. But slowly, cracks began to appear. Dominic changed. Small things at first, delayed replies to messages, less enthusiasm for plans, subtle irritability. I dismissed it as stress, fatigue, or normal pre-wedding nerves. Yet the sense of unease grew, gnawing at my confidence and overshadowing moments that should have been joyful. One evening, I discovered that he had been spending considerable time with a new colleague, Maria. At first it seemed innocent, friendly lunches, occasional after-work drinks, but there was a shift in his demeanor. He became more distracted, secretive, and emotionally distant. Conversations that once flowed naturally now ended abruptly. I asked, gently, if something was wrong, but he reassured me repeatedly that it was nothing, merely work stress. Doubt crept in. I questioned myself, replayed interactions, and searched for explanations. Each time I confronted him with my concerns, he became defensive or dismissive. "You're overthinking," he would say, his tone casual, almost mocking. But my intuition screamed otherwise. The pivotal moment came during a dinner I had planned at home. I wanted to talk about the honeymoon, about finalizing plans for our wedding. His responses were vague, distracted, and sometimes curt. Then he said something that shattered my sense of security. "I'm not sure if I'm ready." Not ready. For me. For us. The words lingered, heavy with implication, and in that moment I realized that the foundation of our relationship had been compromised. Weeks of emotional turbulence followed. Dominic oscillated between affection and cold detachment. I found myself navigating a relationship that felt increasingly unfamiliar. He would make small gestures of love, bringing coffee in the morning or leaving notes, but they were hollow, lacking the authenticity I once cherished. I felt trapped in the cycle of hope and disappointment, clinging to fragments of what used to be. Then came the revelation. Through a mutual acquaintance, I learned that Dominic's connection with Maria had evolved beyond professional camaraderie. There were emotional undertones, subtle exchanges that went unnoticed to anyone but those involved. I confronted him, desperate for honesty. The conversation was excruciating. He admitted that he had developed feelings, that his commitment to me had faltered, and that he had been dishonest to avoid confrontation. Betrayal is a peculiar pain. It is both visceral and surreal. I felt anger, sadness, disbelief, and a profound sense of loss. The person I had trusted with my life had not only deceived me, but had done so quietly, letting intimacy with another grow while I remained oblivious. The engagement, once a symbol of love and future, had become a reminder of fragility, of the precariousness of trust. The days following the confrontation were the hardest. I moved out of our shared apartment, taking refuge at my sister's house. Sleep was elusive, meals were perfunctory, and every familiar item in my former home became a trigger for memories I was desperate to suppress. Friends and family rallied around me, offering comfort and perspective, yet I realized that recovery required more than external support. It required a journey inward, a confrontation with my own vulnerabilities and expectations. Therapy became a sanctuary. I worked through the stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I journaled, cried, and revisited every detail of the relationship, not to dwell on the past, but to understand it, to learn from it, and to reclaim my sense of agency. Slowly, I began to reconnect with passions I had sidelined, to rebuild routines disrupted by heartache. An unexpected gift came in the form of independence. Tasks once shared with Dominic became opportunities for self-reliance. Grocery shopping, planning trips, decorating my new apartment, all offered a sense of control and accomplishment. I discovered resilience I hadn't known existed, and with it, a quiet pride in my capacity to navigate life alone. Months passed. I traveled solo, exploring cities and landscapes that had always fascinated me. Beaches, mountains, and museums became companions in solitude, each journey a testament to growth and self-discovery. I formed new friendships, reconnected with old ones, and embraced experiences I would have once deferred for the comfort of a partner. Dominic reached out months later, seeking reconciliation or at least closure. We met for coffee, a neutral space for honest dialogue. He shared reflections on mistakes, insights from his own therapy, and admissions of wrongdoing. I listened, acknowledged his growth, but recognized that our paths had diverged irreversibly. Closure was not in reconciliation, but in understanding, acceptance, and reclaiming my narrative. The experience reshaped my understanding of love. It taught me that trust, communication, and integrity are not optional. They are foundational. Emotional honesty cannot be compromised without consequence. While heartbreak is painful, it can catalyze growth, self-awareness, and resilience. Now I look toward the future with cautious optimism. Love remains a possibility, but it is no longer naive or unconditional. I value my autonomy, cherish my boundaries, and approach relationships with clarity and discernment. The shadows of deception linger as reminders of past trials, but they no longer define me. They are lessons, scars that signify survival, and a testament to the strength discovered in adversity.